Good morning. Good morning. All right, let me pull this up on my phone. But as you get here, make sure that you say hello and let me know that you're here. Hello and let me know that you're here. Whoops, there we go. All right. Beautiful. And I will admit, I do have an early client this morning, so I have to, my necklace is wonky. I can't dilly-dally. I got to make sure that I get finished and get into the salon before they arrive. So as I'm checking to see if who is here, hold on. All right. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. I just went and got my coffee, and I am ready to share. We've talked a little bit about attracting. Oh, suddenly I got a itch on my nose. Attracting things to us, right? And so this is a little bit about that too, and what we can do. So I'm excited to share, and I'm going to go ahead and hop into this. And so make sure as you get here that you say hello and let me know that you're here, joining the conversation. Or if you're watching the replay, make sure that you put #replay and let me know that you are here as well. And if you're coming from one of the other locations that I'm streaming into, then definitely say hello and I'll respond to you. And if you're interested in being part of the Stand Up and Stand Out community, which we've got some amazing things coming up in this group, and I don't have time this morning to really go into a lot of it, but there's some happening stuff going on here. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning. And so if you're not part of the Stand Up and Stand Out community, definitely you want to join the group, and you go to VickyPoole.com, VICKIEPOOLE.com, and you'll be prompted to answer some questions. And please do that, because that is the only way that you can get into the group. All right. With no further ado, I'm going to share the affirmation. I was just saying, Jackie, that I've got early clients this morning. Because for me, it's 9 a.m. And so I've got a client in 20 minutes. So we've got to get the show on the road, right? So our affirmation for today is, I attract and cherish relationships with people who uplift my voice and support my dreams. Oh my gosh, doesn't that sound amazing to have relationships with people who uplift your voice and support your dreams? And that's what this group is about. It is a group of people that will support you, will help you, and just be there as a beacon of light, right? And we all need that. We all need that. I hope that I give that to you. And I will say that as I work with you guys, you give that to me every single day. And so this one was really on my heart this morning as I was doing things to get ready. And I started thinking about how many people go through life that have amazing dreams or aspirations of the things that they want to do, right? But they're stuck in with a group of people who don't support that dream. And I was actually having a conversation with my brother-in-law this morning. And he was talking about how, he had a friend many years ago that he had for a long time. They grew up together and everything. And when he married my sister, he decided that he didn't want to hang out with this guy as much anymore, because he wanted to spend time with my sister. And it was like he was not one of those people that were a beacon of light. This friend was more of a someone who wanted to just complain and bring everybody down to the complaining place that they were, right? And he talked to me about how this person just kind of naturally floated away, right? Because they didn't have that common thing anymore where they would sit and complain together. And that's what happens to a lot of people, is that we have this common thread. So if you've like, I remember when my children's father passed away, I started going to a different church because I just needed to not go to the church that we had gone to together. It was like just too much, right? And so I started going to a different church. And then a lot of our conversations that I had with some of these new people was about death and dying, right? And so when I started getting to this place where that wasn't what I wanted to talk about all the time, it was like some of those people would almost draw you back into that despair, that place of, of total grief, right? But I was wanting to get out of that total grief, right? And so I ended up having to pivot and switch the friends that I had because they wanted to stay in that grief. And so I know this is not the same thing, but when you have um, a voice that you want to get out and you have dreams that you want to dream and bring into fruition, then the people that you surround yourself are paramount to that. And so being in this group or being in another group that is an uplifting group that will encourage you and lift you up and give you a space to speak and a space to be you, then it's golden, right? And I know, Jackie, you have a group right now that does that for people. And so it's amazing. So as we're in this group, there are plenty of people in the group itself that have groups that will support you. It is just an amazing place to begin. And so that's what we're doing. And I've got this special thing coming up next week that I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about, that is going to be really, really instrumental in helping you to share your voice in your dreams. All right. So you'll have to keep watch for that. So now I'm going to go ahead and share our journal prompt. That sounds affirming and nourishing. It feels like a big, warm, loving hug and yummy comfort food all rolled in one. Yes, beautiful. Thank you, Jackie. I love your way with words. I do. I do. And if those of you have not talked to Jackie, I love her accent as well. It's not like my Southern accent at all. And I have a really good friend that's British, and she and I are doing a getaway in a week or so, and we're going to be writing a book together. And I just get so fascinated with her because of her accent too. It's just, and she has such an eloquent way with words as well, just like you do, Jackie. So I would love to be able to speak in that manner, but I just love your way with words. I'll just say that. All right. So our journal prompt for today is list those in your sphere of your world who genuinely encourage your aspirations. And hopefully you can find a list of people that encourage your aspirations. If not, we need to get you into a different room. We need to get you into a place where, or we don't need to, we could get you into a place where there are more encouraging people, right? So how do they support you? That's always good to know. What feels like support from them? And how can you cultivate more nurturing connections? More nurturing connections, but on top of that, also distance yourself from those that dim your light. And, and another thing that I remember, one of my friends one time said, she had a friend that they had been friends since they were in elementary school, right? They were really good friends when they were in elementary school, and they continued that friendship, but they continued that friendship out of duty, out of we've known each other this long, we need to be friends, right? But that friend of hers dimmed her light tremendously. And, I, as a friend, could say, she doesn't seem that supportive of the things that you're wanting to do. And then my friend would say, well, we've been friends for so long, I just know how she is. And so I just let it go because she was making the choice that this friend was, even though she was very dimming of her light, that she felt bound by this friendship to continue to be friends. And it's not saying that you can't be friends with them anymore, but sometimes you want to distance yourself a little bit so that you're not around them as much. And maybe you have the conversations a little bit shorter. Maybe you speak up sometimes with your boundaries and say, I'm looking for support here. Can you just hold off on that for just a little bit and just listen and be supportive? And just see, maybe a friend that is dimming your light because they don't know any other way to be. And maybe if you help them see that there is another way, maybe they will change too. Maybe they will lift up with you and join in to your change. You don't know if you don't try, you don't ask, right? And so it's really important as we're going through this journey of life, this game of life, that we do the things that our God voice is giving us as our talents and our gifts and our talents, that we're using them, right? And we want to have ourselves surrounded with people that are the same, not with the same gifts and talents, no, but they believe in and support you having your gifts and talents and letting them breathe and move into the world. So let me get back. And like I said, I have to get off here a little quicker today. So our affirmation: I attract and cherish relationships with people who uplift my voice and support my dreams. Put that on your sticky note, your index card, your screensaver on your phone, wherever you can put it. To have that as your reality today. Awesome journal prompt. Everything you share leads to a life upgrade. Yes, thank you, Jackie. Thank you. And then our journal prompt: list those in your life who genuinely encourage your aspirations. How do they support you? How can you cultivate more nurturing connections and distance yourself from those that dim your light? Now you're going to get your notebook out, your journal out. You're going to put the date there. You put the affirmation in the journal prompt because they bound together. They're beautiful extensions of one another. That's how I created them. And that's how they'll best support you. So then you take a moment to get into deep stillness and silence and quiet the chatter in your mind and just relax and breathe in. And as you do, then you open your eyes and you just brain dump as much as you can. Journal, 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 journal. And when you think you filled it out, take another breath and just ask God, ask your inner voice, ask your subconscious mind, give me more. What more do I need to know? What more can I write down? And then see if you can write some more. Because we usually start off with superficial things. Sometimes we start off by judging and by condemning some of the things that come to our mind because we think, well, that's silly, that's ridiculous, I couldn't do that, that's not me, that's not real, that's not true. We think all those things, but our subconscious mind and our God voice is giving us tools and information. So we want to write down as much as we can, not from our conscious mind, because our conscious mind is full of all the things that have happened to us in our life, and it's going to give us more of that. We want to dive into the things that are beyond our conscious mind, right? All right, so I have to pop off here now because it's just a couple of minutes till my client will be here, and I am so excited to share this with you this morning. And I would love to hear from you, whether it's in the group, which I would love it if you would share it in the group and let people know the things that you're dealing with, the things that you're discovering about yourself and about your part of the world. Or you can direct message me, whatever feels good to you. But I would love to know how this is resonating with you and how it helps you. And I want to ask you to watch in the group, because later today, when I get finished with work, I'm going to be putting a poll in to ask you some questions about the next thing that I've got coming up next week that I'm so excited about. And so definitely watch. And so for today, I'm going to say, have an amazingly, genuinely aspiring day. And I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. Mwah.